24-25 Kia NBA Most Valuable Player, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander!
They called him a fluke, a free throw merchant, too quiet to lead. But now Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, better known as SGA, is letting his game do all the talking, and the world is finally listening. After years of doubters, he's not just proving people wrong, he's redefining what it means to be a franchise player. SGA's message to the critics hasn't come in the form of a rant or a viral soundbite. It came through 32.7 points per game, 6.4 assists, 5 rebounds, 1.7 steals, and 1 block per night. It came with leading the Oklahoma City Thunder to a league-best 68 wins and pushing them all the way to the NBA Finals. And it came with a quiet, confident smile that said, "I told you so," without uttering a single word. For years, Shai was a star hiding in plain sight. Drafted 11th overall in 2018, traded after his rookie season, and buried in the rebuild years in OKC, he wasn't supposed to be the guy. But those close to him, like Chris Paul, Dort, and coach Mark Daigneault, saw it coming. Paul, who played with Shai during the 2019-20 season, saw the work ethic firsthand. Long nights in the gym, endless film sessions, quiet leadership that resonated with every teammate. Chris Paul put it best, "Shai will forever be one of my brothers. I knew that year he was special." This year, Shai put the league on notice. He became the first player since James Harden in 2019 to lead the league in games with 20, 30, 40, and 50 points. He took down MVP favorite Nikola Jokic in the conference semis. He outdueled Anthony Edwards in the Western Conference Finals, and now he's 4 wins away from a title. Shai's story is more than a breakout season, it's the payoff of consistency. For 3 straight seasons, he's averaged over 30 points. He shot better than 50% from the field in 4 of the last 5 years. And he hasn't just put up numbers. He's elevated everyone around him. Dort, SGA's teammate since 2019, summed it up. He was averaging 30 when this team wasn't as good, and then he was doing it while elevating the team at the same time. But what really separates Shai? It's not just his numbers, it's his demeanor. He doesn't seek the spotlight. He's never been the loudest voice in the room. But when he steps on the court, he commands attention. His balance is unmatched. His footwork is elite. And his ability to stay composed, even under playoff pressure, is rare. SGA isn't just a scorer. He's a maestro. He controls pace. He trusts his teammates. He makes the right play, even when it doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Chris Paul, who knows a thing or two about point guard play, highlighted this. "My favorite part about his game is the trust that he has in his teammates," Paul says. If he passes the ball to Lou and he don't shoot, he goes up to Lou in the dead ball or something and says, "Yo, if I pass it to you, shoot it." Just about every time, Shai makes the right play. That leadership carried the Thunder through the playoffs, a sweep of Memphis, a gritty 7-game win over Jokic's Nuggets, then a gentleman's sweep against the Wolves. Through it all, Shai remained unshaken. Even when he admitted to being nervous before Game 7 of the semis, he handled it like a pro. He leaned on family, stayed grounded, and reminded himself of what really matters. "I just figured out how to navigate through all the emotions and the nerves and the waiting process, which is just plugging into my loved ones. Try not to think about it so much, stress about it so much. Just enjoy life and stay in the moment," he said. That's the mindset of a champion. And when he finally received his MVP trophy, he didn't gloat. He didn't take shots at the haters. He just smiled. Later, he posted a photo with the caption, "They thought I was wiling when I was smiling." A quiet but powerful response to the noise. Jalen Williams, OKC's rising co-star, called him the ultimate tone setter.
Playing alongside Shai, as long as you have, what's the biggest thing you've learned from being around him, playing with him, anything like that?
His mentality. It's just a winner. Like, he just has I'm going to get it done mentality, and I think that's kind of rubbed off on the rest of the team. You can always see he doesn't make excuses, and I think that just bleeds over to the team. So I would say I've probably taken that from him and I think I think that's where he's grown up to, just as a leader. And I'm not saying that he wasn't early on in his career, but I think just for our team, he's been really good leading us that way. He's a good lead by example.
Williams himself had a breakout year, averaging 21.6 points and drawing comparisons to Scottie Pippen. Together, the duo has become one of the most exciting young tandems in the league. But make no mistake, this team runs through Shai. Off the court, he's just as respected. He's known for his calm demeanor, his love of music, especially Drake, and even his fashion sense. More than that, Shai creates a vibe in the locker room. He makes it easy to come to work, easy to play hard, easy to believe. Coach Daigneault described him as magnetic, not because he seeks attention, but because he earns respect. He treats everyone with respect. He's lighthearted, but focused. He never gets caught up in the outside noise. That focus is what's carried him to the NBA Finals. Now, with the Pacers standing in their way, Shai's locked in. He isn't reflecting yet, he isn't chasing legacy, he's just focused on Game 1. I've been so focused on just Game 1, he said, trying to be the best version of myself for this group and trying to make sure that we're clicking on all cylinders on the biggest stage of our careers has been on the forefront of my mind and all I do worry about when I worry about basketball. That's the energy of a leader, of a player who has evolved from overlooked to undeniable. And while debates swirl about whether he can be the face of the league, Shai isn't paying attention, because what we're seeing is rare. A 26-year-old who's been doubted every step of the way, who rose without hype, who let his game build his name. And now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is breaking the internet with performances that speak louder than anything anyone could say. What's even more remarkable is how he's earned the admiration of his peers. Players from opposing teams have been seen praising his game mid-series. Coaches have publicly acknowledged that game planning for SGA is a nightmare. His unique blend of agility, precision, and mental toughness makes him a puzzle no one has quite figured out how to solve. His approach is methodical. Every move on the court feels intentional. He doesn't rush. He doesn't panic. He simply takes what the defense gives him and then punishes them for it. That kind of patience is rare, especially in today's high-paced NBA. But it's that same calm that has made him so deadly in clutch moments. So, to the young hoopers watching at home, studying SGA's footwork, emulating his poise, understand this: greatness isn't always loud. Sometimes it's smooth, steady, and unshakable. And if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has anything to say about it, he's just getting started. If you're as inspired by SGA's journey as we are, hit that like button, drop your take in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. The finals are here, and the quiet storm is about to make the loudest statement of all.
Luka, what you got to say? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
23.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luka. Thank you, Luka.
The basketball world witnessed a highly anticipated reunion as LeBron James and Anthony Davis faced off for the first time since the blockbuster trade that shocked NBA fans earlier this year. The Los Angeles Lakers secured a 112-97 victory over the Dallas Mavericks in Texas on Wednesday night. But the spotlight wasn't solely on the scoreboard. It was fixed on the emotional reunion between former teammates who spent nearly 6 seasons together.
Witness for the years that he was here. What a night! What a homecoming! Listen to the crowd. Ovation. Listen to the crowd. They are on point. They're on their feet.
Following the game, James didn't hide his feelings about competing against Davis. Different, LeBron said this of facing Davis. Different, obviously, we had our own emotions built into it. It was just different, I think, when he was in New Orleans. I ain't got comfortable yet with him being on the other side.
Different. Obviously we had our own emotions built into it. So it was just different. I think that's the first time we played together since 19, I believe. When he was in New Orleans. It was my second year. Well, I don't know. I've been here for a minute now, but just different, man. And, it's definitely, I ain't got comfortable yet with him being on the other side, for sure.
The matchup marked a significant moment for both players. James and Davis formed one of the NBA's most formidable duos during their time together with the Lakers, capturing the 2020 NBA championship and reaching the Western Conference Finals twice. The trade that sent Davis to Dallas in exchange for Luka Doncic has reshaped both franchises. James delivered a strong performance, finishing with 27 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal while shooting an efficient 11 out of 20 from the field in 36 minutes. His fourth-quarter takeover proved decisive, contributing 13 points down the stretch to secure the win for the Lakers. Meanwhile, Davis had a relatively quiet night against his former team. He posted 13 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 block while shooting 5 out of 13 from the field and failing to connect on either of his 2 3-point attempts in 33 minutes of playing time. Trevor Lane of Lakers Nation said, "Loved what the Lakers defense did in the fourth against the Mavs. Made life tough on the Mavs, especially Anthony Davis." The Lakers' defensive strategy against Davis proved effective. They denied him the ball in the post, used fronting techniques with help defenders, and crowded him whenever he received possession. The approach limited Davis to just 4 points on 1 for shooting in the fourth quarter. The game clearly stirred emotions for James, who repeatedly described the experience as different during his post-game comments. His choice of words reflected the strange feeling of competing against someone who had been his partner in basketball for so long. Despite the trade, James and Davis have maintained their friendship. Before tip-off, the former teammates shared a tight embrace, and television cameras caught them joking around during lulls in the game. Their on-court matchup was frequent throughout the contest. Davis made one of 2 field goals against James as his primary defender. James guarded Davis in 12 possessions, second only to P.J. Washington's 16 possessions. On the other end, James made one of 3 shots when Davis defended him in 13 possessions, the second most next to Rui Hachimura's 29 possessions, according to the NBA matchup tracker. When Davis learned about the trade, his first call was to James. "When it happened, I honestly didn't know." Davis told LA Times, "He's been my running mate for 6 years, so the first thing I wanted to do was call him. We had a conversation. That was it." Davis acknowledged the business aspects of the NBA while reflecting on his situation. The front office has to do what it has to do, and obviously they're going to do what's best for the organization. So I don't know if I ever got the real about any of it. I don't know what's true or what's not coming from upstairs. Following Wednesday's game, Davis spoke about LeBron's fourth-quarter performance. Davis said this of James's fourth-quarter explosion, "I think anytime he got the ball, in isolation we did a good job, but his points were all slashes and overhelps from other guys."
I think anytime he got the ball in ISO, we did a good job, but, his points were, off slashes and overhelps from other guys.
When reporters asked Davis about Mavericks fans chanting, "Fire Nico" throughout the contest, targeting the general manager who traded away Doncic, he declined to engage. "No comment," Davis said. "I'm not talking about that." While much attention was focused on James and Davis, Doncic's return to Dallas dominated the narrative. The young superstar put on a spectacular display, scoring a season-high 45 points, including 31 in the first half. The emotional evening began with Doncic visibly moved by the tribute video the Mavericks presented before the game. Dallas welcomed their former star with shirts placed on seats throughout the American Airlines Center that read, "Hvala za VSE," Slovenian for "thank you for everything." Davis and Doncic, the 2 stars directly swapped in the trade, shared a moment of respect before the game. "Both of us were caught off guard, unsurprised by the trade, but that was 2 months ago. It happened. There's nothing we can do about it now." Just told him, "Good game. He played a hell of a game." Just a respect thing.
Both of us was, caught off surprised by it, but, that was 2 months ago. It happened. There's nothing we can do about it now. Just tell him a good game. He played a hell of a game. Just a respect thing.
Davis acknowledged the tribute Doncic received was well-deserved. "Yeah, he was here 5 years, did some great things for the organization, for the city, so it was definitely deserving."
Yeah, he was here, 5 years, did some great things for the organization, for the city, so it was definitely deserving.
The internet buzzed with reactions to both the game and the Davis-James reunion. A viral photo appeared to show Davis flashing a middle finger at LeBron during the contest, sparking speculation about potential tension between the former teammates. Fans weighed in across social media platforms. One fan jokingly suggested there was conflict between the two, stating, "I guess there's beef." Another wrote, "Nah, somebody gotta tag NBA communications for this AD my dog, but no way he did that to my GOAT." However, others dismissed the idea of any bad blood, with one fan noting, "No way they have something against each other." Davis's performance drew mixed reviews from fans and analysts. Skip Bayless tweeted, "Come on, AD, snap out of it, get mad, show some passion, some urgency." The Lakers implemented a specific defensive scheme against Davis that proved highly effective. Their primary approach was to deny him the ball and make entry passes as difficult as possible. When Davis did receive the ball, he was immediately crowded by a second defender. The Lakers forced him into difficult, contested shots from mid-range rather than allowing him to operate freely near the basket. Rui Hachimura frequently fronted the post against Davis, with other defenders providing help in case of lob passes. Even when Davis attempted to become the ball handler, the Lakers were prepared, shading him toward help defenders and forcing turnovers. This defensive game plan contributed significantly to the Mavericks scoring just 21 points in the fourth quarter. Lakers coach J.J. Redick employed centerless lineups for much of the final frame, with Jackson Hayes playing just 1 minute and 28 seconds. The speed and versatility of these smaller lineups compensated for their lack of size. The James-Davis partnership in Los Angeles produced impressive results. Their crowning achievement came in 2020 when they led the Lakers to an NBA championship in the Orlando bubble. Arash Markazi of the Sporting Tribune highlighted Davis's Lakers legacy. "Anthony Davis is a Lakers legend and he will have his number. 3 jersey retired one day. Some of his accomplishments while with the Lakers: NBA champion, NBA Cup champion, Olympic gold, 4 times NBA All-Star, All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, 2 times NBA All-Defensive first team." Lakers head coach J.J. Redick expressed gratitude for his time coaching Davis. Redick said, "I'm forever grateful to AD for our relationship as player-coach and his allowing a guy that's never coached outside of 9 and 10-year-olds to coach him. We had a terrific relationship. He was a pleasure to be around every day."